Only ones and twos, y'all. Doing the in and outs of business, ins and outs of trucking. I'm just sitting here. I had I would say a little rough week. Not rough week, but a couple of things I want to talk about. And nothing like getting a random. I got to get used to that. Coming from where I used to come from, I didn't really get that many randoms, but I got one today. And, you know, they say, hey, you can pull your truck into this facility. And the truth is, you can't. But you got to make it work because that's one of the big, serious things here, right? But listen, let me tell you guys. I had a couple conversations today. I want to kind of share them with you guys. Um, you guys know that I'm taking legal action against a company I used to work for. I did say that. And I talked to a lawyer this morning, and we were talking again. And it was so funny what he was telling me. He was like, you know, these Russian companies in Illinois like to put abandonments on truck drivers to ruin them or get them to stay work for them. He was like, you know, the company that I'm dealing with, they're kind of doing that same scenario too. You know, it's a really dirty business out here in trucking. It's almost it's like the Wild Wild West. I don't understand why we even have a Department of Transportation or a FMCSA. I don't understand. Like they seem to be more governed on the individual instead of the corporation. And then you gotta understand that's America, right? America does not treat its workers properly. And me and him were talking because like I said, I am taking legal action against the company, and we're going to pursue some avenues because what they did. Now, I want you guys to listen to Tim Travel's video. Tim Travel made a video just now talking about Purdue, how they closed a regional section. And if you look on YouTube, a lot of guys are talking about it. I think I mentioned it the other day when I saw it on TikTok. But a lot of Purdue is closing down a regional shipper out in the Midwest. And I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's telling me that he read an article that Purdue had a major recall, something with metal pieces in their chicken. I think about 5 truckloads got contaminated food. And he was saying that that's going to cost them a lot of money. So it makes sense that they close down. But the crazy thing is, these corporations probably knew about their faulty equipment, but didn't do anything about it. And their faulty equipment caused them to contaminate food, which in caused the company money, and then cost about 300 to 400 people their jobs. This country just doesn't give a shit. It's terrible. It's awful how they treat individuals in this country. But I'm gonna tell you something. When I was talking to a lawyer this morning, just for a little bit of time, I did. I had to take down that video that I made about advanced trucking because, like I said, I'm going to have legal action. So, um, you know, putting in like an abandonment or anything to mess with a driver out of spitefulness is just wrong. Okay. And unfortunately, we don't have a governing body to sit there and really help us. I mean, if you live in Georgia and the company's based in Minnesota, like based in Michigan, how you really can fight that? You know what I mean? You really have to. It costs money and time to even do that, to even get started. You know. So I'm dealing with that. Also, I had a conversation with a recruiter, right? And what he said to me kind of made my stomach turn. Okay. And what he said to me is, even if a company put like a false charge on a driver's record, we tend to believe the company before we believe the driver. This recruiter actually said that out of his mouth to me, and I can tell by his voice he was a young guy, you know. And see, that's the thing. You got some kid. who's probably 24 years old, who's a manager at a recruiting company for a trucking. And you got guys out here who've been out for 30 and 40 years and 20 years, driving trucks, doing a great service to this country. And some young punk makes a decision on your future based off a lie. I'm gonna tell you something, man. America just, man, this is ugly. This really woke me up to. I'm shocked that I'm in this position that I am in. And the reason I say that to you guys, right, is that I used to be a government employee, so you had some protection there. Like I never had to deal with certain things. But this private sector, this private life is just, yeah, I don't really care for it too much. I found a troll, right? Driver Lounge. He made a video, and I think he blocked me when I responded to him. He's a subscriber to my channel, and him and my other troll, they like to mingle and talk on there. Driver Lounge, listen, dude, because I know you're watching this video. Um, you have a right to say what you want. I mean, this is social media, right? Um, People listen. They'll either agree with you or disagree with you, like they do me often. But just enjoy. Thank you for subscribing, and that's really all I can say about that. You know, thanks for subscribing, and that's one thing about trucking. Everybody has an opinion, right? Doesn't mean that it's true or it's factual, and that's all I'm going to say about that guy. But I'm just sitting here, guys. I'm about to take off. I just had like a rough week, man. I mean, just seriously, there's a lot of like kind of crazy news, but I'm muscling through with it. But yeah, that conversation with that lawyer kind of like surprised me. His main job is to sue trucking companies, which I like that a lot. Okay, his main job is just to sue trucking companies, and not for like small stuff, big stuff. So I'm glad about that. There's somebody like that, but he was just telling me some of the ugliness that he sees out here. And when I told him my situation, it fit the profile. It's like a repeating story, that you happen out here in trucking. You try to be professional and courteous, and you try to, be communicating with these companies and tell them how you feel, and then they do something to ruin you because you're just a pack of pigs in a pen. They can really care less about you individually, but at the end of the day, it affects your family and your livelihood. So when you go after these companies, it's what they deserve. It is. That's why Tim Travel's channel, what he was saying about giving 2 weeks notice and being trying to be that professional. The industry holds you to a higher caliber than they hold them individual selves. You know, and this is one thing I see in trucking in my 11 years, and this is true. And see, my personal situation, I should have known better to ever let the left hand know what the right hand was doing. But everybody has a time and moment of weakness where you make a bad decision. Okay, when you're stressed and you just make a awful decision, you go against your good common sense. This is the only time I ever did that, and I ended up paying for it, and it's now costing me money to deal with it. So, like I tell you guys, and like I tell anybody from this point on, and I mean it with all due respect, your last day of any employer in trucking is really the day you get your paycheck, and the truck is already parked at the facility. You do not let them know that you have any intentions of leaving, you know, because right now we're in a dirty business right now, and we're in a very unprotected business where you will be taken advantage of and labeled. And once you are labeled, like the recruiter I talked to this morning, they don't even want to speak to you. They don't know, they don't care if it's true or not. You have to have a perfect ideal background for them to hire you. And if they see something that's questionable that could be a complete lie, they don't care if it's a lie or not. Okay. And that's happening to thousands of people. So I encourage you. You have to be your own advocate out here. But the ugliness of trucking is something serious. It is. This is something that I guess I should have been more aware of. I should have known better. But we all make mistakes. So I'm just going to have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, I will come above this. Now, later on, I'm gonna make a video probably next week about a company that I worked with for a short time, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit and let you know. I'm not sure, but anyway, you guys keep your head up. It's Friday. Peace and love, and talk to you when we talk to you. Okay, peace.